Thank you. Thank you. You know, last night I was driving home and I spotted a young girl in a street corner wearing a very short skirt, a low-cut blouse, and a Wonder Bra. Yet something about her caught my eye. I pulled over and was shocked to learn that she was a teenage hard-body prostitute. She's agreed to join us tonight at 80% of her normal rate. Folks, you want to meet Crystal? Come on out, Crystal. Welcome to the show, Crystal. Now, Crystal's not your real name, but it should be. Crystal, people are looking at you. They got to be wondering how a pretty girl like you with a killer body ends up on the streets of Hard Luck Land. How long have you been hooking?
I've been on the streets for about a month now.
A month? But aren't you scared? Aren't you lonely? I can see you're cold.
I survive.
I survive. 2 words. How poignant in their poignancy. I understand you're from the Midwest. Which part?
Seattle.
America's heartland. So you left the land of waving wheat and tall corn to run away to here. Why?
I couldn't stand being around my parents anymore. Mom was always ripped, totally blitzed on her butt 24 hours a day.
You know, Crystal, I'm just wondering, maybe she had a drinking problem.
My parents had lots of problems. Mom would always bring all her boyfriends over to the house, and it made Dad really mad.
Uh-huh. And he would take it out on you.
He liked to spank me.
Penny for my thoughts.
So you see, I had no choice. I had to leave.
That's where you're wrong, Crystal. Choices are like belly buttons. Everybody has one. And maybe you made the wrong choice by leaving home. Maybe your family loves you a lot more than you realize. Isn't that right, Mrs. Crystal's mother?
Deborah? Deborah, are you there?
Mrs. Shattuck, would you call Deborah Crystal? We're trying to protect her identity.
Debbie, please come home. We miss you, honey. Everybody wants to know how you doing.
I'm not coming home, Ma.
Then can you send some money?
Thank you, Mrs. Shattuck, for that telling poem. Okay, Crystal, maybe you couldn't go back home, but did you have to come here to Hollywood? Couldn't you stay with somebody else, a family member, a friend, a hometown whorehouse?
No. I don't have anybody except my brother Skip. Uh-huh. He was the only one who was ever nice to me. But when things got really bad, he left too.
Have you heard from him?
Well, I saw him last month on Geraldo, and the month before that on Sally Jesse.
Well, at least you get to see him occasionally. But, enough of this family stuff. How'd you get into prostitution?
When I first got out here, I tried some acting, but that didn't work. So I guess after a while, I just got desperate.
That's great. Did you ever try any acting?
Yes, like I said, it didn't work out. I mean, what was I supposed to do? I don't have a job. I can't act. I didn't have a choice.
That's where you're wrong, Chrissy. Choices are like nipples. Everybody has at least one. And you made the right choice by being here tonight. Because we're going to show you the gritty realities of prostitution. The human tragedy, the personal toll. Plus, this sizzling MTV-like video that you kids are really going to dig. Stick around.
A week from a month ago Sunday on Nightstand, plastic surgery nightmares.
I vow that the butcher who did this to you will pay for this atrocity, for taking a normal face and mutilating it beyond all recognition. Dick, I am the surgeon. Well, I knew that.
Only on Nightstand.
Oh, that's disgusting. Okay, we're back with our penetrating discussion on teenage hard-body prostitutes. Yeah, you have a question, sir.
Yes, for Crystal. My name is Benny. I hate to admit it, but I'm addicted to prostitutes.
Well, that's very brave of you to admit that, Benny. What's your question for Crystal?
How much?
We'll save that for later. My next guest not only helps hundreds of young wayward girls, she also arrests them on a regular basis. She's an undercover policewoman. Please welcome my new best friend, Detective Molly Bolt. Welcome to the show, Detective Bolt.
You can call me Molly.
That's a 10-4, Molly. I can't believe how different you look from the other night when we saw you on duty. We've got a picture of you on duty. Don't we, Miller? Can you put that on the screen? Right there. Now, we blackened out your eyes to protect your identity. But I'm sure that outfit must have fooled a lot of unsuspecting horny men. The black miniskirt, the whole bit. Don't you feel sleazy?
As far as I'm concerned, it's just another uniform.
But the skirt is so short. Aren't you afraid men will see your shield? Oh, no, people. No.
I put it in my purse, Dick.
Put it in your purse. Interesting. But, Detective Molly, I look at you, I see you're a pretty woman, an intelligent woman. Why would somebody like you want to be an undercover vice cop?
Well, Dick, let me tell you a little story. It's about a teenage runaway who took to the streets and became a prostitute. And then she was on her way to an early grave when somebody reached out and helped her. Then she went back to school. She turned her life around, and now she's giving back to society by helping other misguided hookers by becoming an undercover vice cop.
What a great story. I'd like to book her on the show sometime. But this undercover stuff, how does it work out there? Are you by yourself? Are you with a partner? What goes on?
Well, actually, Dick, we work in teams. I have a backup that watches my back until a trick comes up and pays for sex. Just the way you did with Crystal.
You mean when I was giving her cab fare so she could start her life over again? Now, you mentioned the word trick. Some people in our audience may not be familiar with that word. What is a trick?
Okay, a trick could be the person who buys sex, or it could be the actual sex act itself, as in turning a trick.
So these tricks are not for kids. Forgive me, Molly. I thought it was time to add comedy to the structure. But let's talk about Crystal. You know her, right?
Oh, yes. Crystal is a typical story. Dysfunctional family, low self-esteem. Hey, you do not know me. You're wrong, Crystal. I know you too well. I was there.
And where is that, Detective Molly?
On the streets, Dick.
No, honey, you have not been anywhere. You're just some cop who thinks she's hot. So just go ahead and spare me the details about your screwed-up childhood.
She is so confused, Dick.
I'll say she thought that story was about you.
I mean, who died and made you queen of the streets anyway?
Crystal, I'm not the enemy. I just don't want to see you letting your body be defiled by disgusting, horny, middle-aged men like him.
Hey, as soon as they hand over the green, they all turn to Brad.
Which gives me an idea. Officer Molly, could we play act something? Maybe we'll be able to scare Crystal straight. So come on down here.
Okay.
I want you to be Crystal.
All right.
I'll be Officer Dick. And let's do one of these scenarios, okay?
Okay.
You might want to just unbutton your blouse a little, just to bring ambiance. Okay? And you're there. What do I do?
Very good. You would walk towards me, and I might undress you with my eyes.
Go something like this.
And then I would say something like, "Hi, cutie. My name's Crystal. Who are you?"
Hello, young prostitute. I'm a businessman from out of town.
Looking for a good time?
Uh-huh. I'm always looking for a good time. Especially when my wife and kids are at home and I'm a businessman from out of town looking for a good time.
Well, I'll be your playground for only $100.
What do I get for $50?
Anything you want, you stud muffin.
All right, sister, that's it. You're under arrest. Anything you say to a lawyer or a bailiff can be used against you. If that bailiff so speaks his mind, then you don't have any rights. Do you understand your rights?
I understand them. Now take off the cuffs, Dick.
Why?
I can't
Why,
move.
do they hurt? I bet they hurt a bad girl like you,
Demonstration's
don't
over,
they?
Dick.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Take off the
Time for you to
cuffs,
go to
Dick.
jail with the other girls.
Take off the
I think it's time for... Those acting classes with Scott Baio have really paid off. Well, when we come back, we'll continue our discussion of prostitution, and Miller gets a Joey Buttafuoco makeover. So stick around.
Great diarrhea stories.
Let me get this straight. You're performing in Swan Lake. You had a double latte before the show. Your stomach starts to turn. You start to perspire. You make your leap. Then what happens?
Find out on Nightstand.
Thank you. We're back, and we're talking to real-life prostitutes who also work as prostitutes. My next guest is one of the most successful sex service industry entrepreneurs and the author of this book, There's No Business Like Hoe Business. Please welcome call girl extraordinaire Tracy Ann Hepburn. Tracy Ann, I did not read the book, but I did listen to the book tape as read by Tipper Gore. And I noticed that you never refer to yourself as a prostitute.
No, Dick. I prefer the term pleasure technician.
Pleasure technician, interesting. So you're not the basic sleazy girl in a corner, negotiate and haggle about a price, then go up to her room and do it while her boyfriend waits in the hall kind of an operation?
No, Dick, we're not.
That so many of us are familiar with.
No.
What are you and how'd you get there?
Let me tell you a little story, Dick. It's about a young street hooker who quickly learned how to make her customers feel special. And then she spread into ancillary lines of clothing, a pimp referral service, and an erotic catalog of adult toys. And now that woman runs the most successful sex provider service in the world.
Miller, why aren't we booking these people? You mentioned other businesses. I happen to have your new catalog here called Sex Fifth Avenue. I've been looking through it. It's got some great stuff. I've been looking for a pair of chaps and little silver golf balls. What a great gift idea.
Excuse me. Dick, what is this? Some sort of nymphomercial? I mean, I'm hearing words like pleasure technician and sex provider service. I mean, you make it sound like a career day at a high school.
Being a call girl is a career. It's a great way to network with politicians, evangelists, celebrities. And if you're interested in acting, we could always hook you up with Charlie Sheen.
I could meet Charlie Sheen? No.
Absolutely.
Crystal, listen to me. Don't listen to her. This no-class hooker represents everything that's wrong with society. I mean, she'd do anything for a buck.
Well, I'm sure it's a lot more than a buck, right, Tracy?
Don't listen to Officer Frigid, Crystal. The only reason she's not out on the streets anymore is because she couldn't make any money at it.
Honey, I could make more money than you any night.
Just because you look like a whore doesn't make you a whore.
Don't tell me what I am. If I say I'm a whore, I'm a whore.
I have more whore in my little finger than you have in yours.
Hey, ladies, watch your language. There's an innocent young prostitute here.
Insane. This lady is trivializing an important issue here. You and all the rest of the media are glamorizing a sordid, pathetic lifestyle.
Okay, you make a very good point, and I'm going to think about that. Coming up, hot hooker lingerie. Everything she needs to wear, or should I say, take off. That's good writing, Miller. Be right back. Thank you. We're back. The topic is prostitution, and we're having a ball. And we also have a question for Tracy, I believe.
Yes. I have a two-part question. First, is it true that you do anything for John except kiss him on the lips, and that you say for the man you love? And second, what's the cowgirl position?
Well, in answer to the first part of your question, you've been watching too many movies. And I don't know what the cowgirl position is.
Dick, the cowgirl position is when the woman straddles the man, puts her in his and up and down like a wild bronco.
Thank you. Wow. You guys really know your stuff. Now, before the break, Molly, you made some points about exploiting prostitution and glamorizing prostitution, and I agree with you. And this next piece of film we're about to show is a shameful example of that. Miller, would you roll the hooker fashion show? Christiane, what do we have here?
Well, Dick, the theme this year is freedom, individuality, styles that say, look at me, I'm a slut. The fabrics are durable, wearable,
Stretchy.
wrinkle-free, perfect for anonymous sex with strangers, Shriners, and my personal favorite conventioneers.
Hello, I'm. Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen those badges.
Trashy yet classy, looks whimsically whorish,
Ooh, nice leather we're having.
and the best thing is, it fits like a condom.
And there she goes off onto the sunset. How about it?
Those clothes were so killer. How can I get some?
I can fax you a list of designers, honey, that will knock your socks
Crystal,
off.
you don't want these. You know where this can lead. Well, yeah, but See what happens when you show something like the fashion video?
Oh, why don't you just shut up and let her make her own decision?
No, why don't you just shut up, you whore?
I've had just about enough of this out of you.
Shut up!
Just because I'm a success.
Shut up!
Hey! You two knock it off. As much as I'd love to see the two of you chew each other out, we got to move on. Oh, people, no! Now, Crystal, before you decide which way to go, we have a surprise voice we think you'd like to hear. Mystery voice, say something.
Crystal, you and I have always been closer than anyone. People have always called us two peas in a pod because we're so much alike.
Crystal, do you recognize that voice?
No, I'm sorry, I don't.
Okay, mystery voice, can you say something else?
We grew up in the same house.
Crystal, we're running out of time, mystery voice. Can you give her a better clue?
I'm your brother.
Crystal?
Is it my brother Skip?
Good guess, Crystal! Come on out here, Skip! Are you surprised, Crystal?
Am I ever? Oh, Skippy, I can't believe that you're here.
Well, Crystal, your brother didn't fly all this way at his expense just to say hi. He has something he wants to ask you.
What is it, Skip?
Crystal, I want you to come home.
No way.
I know you weren't happy back home and stuff, but things have changed.
They'll never change, Crystal.
She's right, you know. I'm never going to live with those people again.
No,
never.
wait, just listen to him, Crystal.
Aren't you tired of having sex with middle-aged guys?
Well, it's better than someone yelling at me all day.
Look, you don't have to go back to Ma's place. I got my own place. You can live with me.
Crystal, you could stop running. You could go back to school.
You could be a cheerleader at a Catholic girls' school.
I don't know. I just don't want anyone yelling at me, you know?
I'll never yell at you, Crystal. Crystal, please come home. We can be as close as we once were. I'm your brother. I love you.
I love you too, Skip.
Well, there you have it. Lights, please. Folks, we brought another family together tonight. Sure, we threw in some exploitive sex to make it interesting and get over the slow message spots. But the real message tonight was that what kids need now more than ever is the unconditional love and support of family. Feeling of being wanted. Because without it, more and more girls are going to turn into crystals and turn to prostitution. And in the end, we're all going to pay for it. For now, I'm Dick Dietrich. See you next time, huh?